It is Ringside Rumble Radio here on Spreaker.com and free on iTunes. Make sure to follow us on Facebook. Just search for Ringside.
Little search engine at the top of the screen.
Ringside Rumble Radio. And add us on Twitter at Ringside Rumble. Is that correct?
You are correct. I would hope you'd know that.
I was having a little hard time.
A mental break.
During the break.
It's hard to get yourself back into regular wrestling talk when you had the Dreamboats come on and fill us with all that great info.
Yeah.
I'm still on a high after listening to that interview.
Yeah. Make sure you follow the Dreamboats at Dreamboat Driver on Twitter.
They're also on Facebook. I mean, you can search for them on Facebook, find them. They're all over social media. He said he was on Instagram as well. So follow the Dreamboats at Dreamboat Driver on Twitter.
The Astonishing Ace Andrews and the Miraculous Rex Bacchus. Make sure, and I don't know if anybody out there knows any promoters or anything, but they said they'll sail the boat wherever they get the call. So if you got any wrestling promotions that need a tag team that they want to compete in, give them a shout out.
And also check out, if you haven't checked that, obviously they're on the indie scene, so you don't really get to see them on like a TV but go on YouTube, look up the Dreamboats, and they got some good promos.
They do.
They got some good matches, and check out that Dreamboat Driver move because that move is very nice.
It is one of a kind. I like it a lot.
All right, getting back into the thick of things, we are remembering today we lost a year ago. Today we lost the Hall of Famer, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, who paved the way for a lot of wrestlers today, and just a sad loss to the wrestling world and the wrestling community 1 year ago.
And he was a big deal with the whole NXT. We were just talking about NXT before.
They have the Dusty Rhodes, the tag team memorial tournament they usually have for him. Boy, what a character he was. Charismatic as always, the American Dream was.
The promos he cut.
Yeah, promos he cut. Always remember him for his feud with the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, early in the 80s, with the Horsemen and Starrcade and Magnum TA, and bringing up the concept of the War Games. I'm a huge fan of the War Games. I started watching a lot of those matches, and he came up with that concept of the War Games, of a double ringed steel cage match. Two teams come in, and that is probably, that and the Royal Rumble are probably my two favorite gimmick matches.
We've been talking about the network a lot today. I'm looking at my phone also. They have a Dusty Rhodes American Dream collection. So
that's something that you're going to want to watch. And probably one of my top 10 favorite entrance songs is the Dusty Rhodes American Dream song.
I agree with you.
So, Dusty, we miss you. We hope that, a lot of love goes out to your family, including Goldust and Cody and Dustin. I don't even know why I call him Goldust, but, Goldust is Dustin Rhodes. And then Cody as well, and the rest of your family and friends. And if you haven't seen Dusty Rhodes wrestle, that's something that you're going to want to check out. Definitely, especially his times in the NWA.
Yeah.
WWE had some good matches, had a great feud with the Macho Man Randy Savage, and also the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. So if you have to see anything, you watch his feud with Ric Flair, you watch his feud with $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, and the Macho King Randy Savage.
And that goes out to all you internet fanboys out there. Start watching some good classic stuff. Stop going on and posting about nonsense and watch some real wrestling.
I am still at shock that people are still buying pay-per-views.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
at $60 a pop, why buy the pay-per-views? For $10, you get every single pay-per-view and event that ever happened in WWE, WCW, NWA, ECW, AWA. Why are you not watching? I should be hired from the WWE because I'm plugging the heck out of this WWE
Saturday.
network.
I was watching Saturday Night Main Events the other day. A couple of the old ones with them. They had Ric Flair with Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig. That was a classic one.
You know what I'm doing right now? I am starting from the beginning.
I actually thought about doing that as well.
Of WCW.
Oh, WCW.
NWA. I don't have time to watch it all at once, but I started Starrcade 83, and it's just interesting just to see Gordon Soley do his commentary and to see Tony Schiavone when he was younger, and the Nature Boy Ric Flair and Harley Race, and I'm still working on that one. I get to watch it on my bus ride home from work.
One thing I'm interested to know is if they're going to eventually bring Sunday Night Heat onto the network, the old Sunday Night Heat.
Sunday Night Heat. Remember that? Remember Velocity?
Velocity, Jacked. You had Metal. You also had WCW Worldwide. I used to love watching that Sunday morning. I'd wake up, I think it'd be like on UPN 9 at the time. I'd wake up around to be like 10 or 11 o'clock.
Well, they do now. I think they do now have Primetime Wrestling on, which was one of my favorite shows as a little kid. They need to bring back All American Wrestling, Superstars. What else did they have on Wrestling Challenge? I mean, remember Todd Pettengill, WWF Mania on Saturday mornings? I mean, they had a whole bunch of good things.
I mean, eventually I think they're going to start bringing it all in. I guess it takes time. But the one thing I also noticed about the network quickly, before we move on, some of the Raws, there's none of the, like, you go to like 2001, 2002, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I want to say, maybe even more. There's only one episode per year on there. So I'm interested to know why is that. And
I'd like to go and watch them from the beginning.
Yeah, I would like to start from the very beginning and then just keep. I mean, granted, that's going to be a lot of time on your hands.
I'm doing WCW right now, so I'm going to have to.
What year are you up to now?
I just started, so we're at Starrcade 83 right now.
Okay.
Not to mention all the NWA shows that they had, the Mid-Atlantic shows that they had.
Do you do it as you watch?
I go by year. They have a...
Yeah, but you'll do like the Monday night, and then you'll build it up to the pay-per-view, and then watch the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I have to watch it like that. I have to watch it, because you need to see the build-up. The build-up is what's important to the pay-per-views.
That's a good idea. I was watching... What was I watching the other day? I was watching an old, fully loaded 99. That's what I was watching. Good pay-per-view. That's how I really jumped into the Attitude. Like, I watched it when I was younger, but then came back when the Attitude Era started coming full force, so...
WCW was... I was a huge WCW fan growing up as a kid, and one guy who was huge in WCW was Big Van Vader, and then also he made his little leap to the WWF.
Yes.
And what was it the other day that it was the 20th anniversary of his appearance on Boy Meets World?
Boy Meets World. He appeared on there. He played Frankie's dad, who... coincidentally, he was a wrestler as well. And I remember there's a few episodes with Corey and Sean. The one episode that sticks out to me, because I know that he was on a few times, is when Frankie needed help with something, and they're running back and forth to the event in Philadelphia, and then back to Topanga. I think she was having a birthday or a dance or something, and what gave it away is because they had Vader masks on at the end of the episode, and... It was great.
That was a really good
And he played the
episode.
character great, too. I mean, he kind of was playing himself, but he was playing like the dad who was the big, busky wrestler, and he was just like, oh, nobody messes with my son. And it was just, it brings you back. It was some fun times.
Miss Vader time.
Miss Vader time. I miss TGF Friday time. You used to watch that? I used to love watching
Family
that.
Matters, Perfect Strangers.
Yep. Step by Step.
Step by Step.
Yeah.
All those good shows. Man, they should make a network, like a WWE network with all those good shows on it, something like that.
Netflix, take note.
Netflix, yeah, definitely take note on that. But we have to end this show on a huge announcement.
We're ending it on a huge high note.
It's so huge that the Loganator texted me at 12 in the morning.
I did. Because I got out of work late, and I was like, you know what? I need to check the emails. And I was going through our personal email for the show, and there was one that wasn't read on about, I think it was Thursday. So I opened it up, and it said that Ringside Rumble Radio has been approved and will be now on iHeart Radio.
Boom. Drop the mic.
Mic drop right there. So now, let me just explain this to fans who don't understand this a little bit. You have to apply to be on iHeartMedia. You can't just be like, hey, I'm going to go on here and put a podcast. No, they review everybody who sends in podcasts or shows, and they have to review it, make sure the standards are up, the content is correct, there's no vulgarity, there's no cursing, there's no copyright material, no nonsense.
In depth.
You have to have it produced correctly to their liking. And when I got this email...
It's been months and months of
waiting.
I
think we sent this out when we first launched the network.
I think we waited, how many episodes did you have to wait?
We did about 5. They said you could do 5 and then you could send it in. And we didn't hear anything. And then a month went by and we were denied. And then we waited a little longer. We got a few more shows under our belt. I sent it again. I want to say I sent this back in maybe January, February, around there. So it took a while. But now, if you don't have a Spreaker...
the Spreaker app?
Thank you. I'm so excited about this. The Spreaker app. If you don't have iTunes, and for some reason you have the iHeartRadio app, all you have to do is search and type in Ringside Rumble Radio, and who pops up? But the 3 letters that we like to say, hashtag RRR. They are now on iHeartMedia.
Didn't you say we're in the 60s?
We're in the 60s in the sports section. So if you scroll down about 60 spots, which is big to us because, yeah, I was so excited. I woke up I was grinning ear to ear this morning.
This guy was dancing into the studio today.
I was dancing. I was happy. It's a big accomplishment, I think. And we're only getting bigger, and we're only growing. We're growing more and more. I mean, so we'll get more interviews. We already got our second one under our belt. And I think sky's the limit for us in Ringside Rumble Radio.
And on that note, I think we end it right there. Once again, thank you to the Dreamboats, Astonishing Ace Andrews, Miraculous Rex Bacchus for joining us today on the show. You can follow them at Dreamboat Driver. And you can follow us on Twitter as well at Ringside Rumble Radio. And search us again. I keep saying it. Facebook, get in that little search engine on Facebook, search Ringside Rumble Radio.
And hit the like button.
This is Anthony the Ant-Man alongside Keith Logan the Loganator. You've been listening to Ringside Rumble Radio here on Spreaker.com, free on iTunes, and now officially on iHeartRadio. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Goodbye.